Do you remember when Visa cards first came out? You were used to paying with cash or with a check, and then a Visa came out. It was this weird payment system that you didn't understand. And she said, yeah, I remember that. Well, Bitcoin is just the next evolution of another payment system.
Brace yourself, Nakamoto was the foundation.
What up guys, Nakamoto Crypto here, and today we have got the founder of the SushiSwap DeFi protocol has now cashed out. Chief Nomi swapped all of his sushi holdings for Ethereum, claiming it was not an exit scam. Chief Nomi swapped his sushi holdings for $10 million worth of Ethereum. He claimed it was not an exit scam. Instead, he compared himself to Litecoin's own Charlie Lee, who sold all of his Litecoin holdings back in 2017 when Litecoin was at an all-time high. So over the weekend, the self-described head chief withdrew 2.5 million sushi from the decentralized exchange in exchange for 18,000 Ethereum worth about $6 million. He also removed 20,000 ETH worth $7 million from the same liquidity pool. The move, recorded on the ETH scan, comes just after the creator of SushiSwap forked from the Uniswap exchange was hit with a mounting criticism that he controlled nearly half of the coins in the system. In somewhat of a prophecy, a Twitter poster by the name of Sasa pointed out on Tuesday that Chief Nomi had $27 million worth of sushi ready to be dumped on the Sushi ETH pool. And this is this Sasa guy. And people are now thanking him that he was actually right. He was the first guy that pointed this out last week. Chief Nomi is a scammer, and that he was planning to exit scam, and exactly as he predicted, a couple days later it happened, as he controlled a large amount of sushi and he was gonna dump it on investors. One guy tweeted, "Your instinct was correct." Sasa replied, "Thanks, but I was trying to raise awareness to this tweet before it happened." Since Chief Nomi withdrew the liquidity for the tokens, in other words, reduced the amount of sushi available to trade for ETH on SushiSwap, the price of sushi has more than halved in the past 24 hours, from about $5 to $2.35. So sushi is now less than $1. So in a Twitter thread this morning, Chief Nomi explained that he liquidated all of his sushi because he cares about the community and wants to hand things over to other developers in return. He been in a rush of blaming and fudding. So he says, I quote, "I wrote the migration code, I did all the audits, I coordinated the largest pool, LP pools ever. I created a large community. I spun up hundreds of LP scam projects all in 1 week. Despite criticism to the contrary, Chief Nomi, who has yet to reveal his true identity or whereabouts, claimed that the move was not an exit scam as he is still here." That's when he compared himself to the Litecoin founder Charlie Lee, who sold almost all of his Litecoins when Litecoin was at an all-time high of $375. Yeah. So there goes your DeFi projects. First you had Yam, and now SushiSwap has exit scammed. This should be a lesson for those of us who are putting their money into decentralized finance. Be extra cautious. This guy, somebody has actually doxed him and they found his true identity, this Chief Nomi guy, and yeah, people are now forcing him to give up his keys. So through push and pull, Chief Nomi decided to give up all of his keys to the SushiSwap contract he and he alone held to boot. The contract to the $1.5 billion protocol was given to none other than Bankman-Fried. That's another guy who cancelled the migration. So the entire exchange took place on Twitter on Sunday, when Chief Nomi, lamenting his position again, reminding people that he did not intend to do any harm, that he's sorry about his decisions, and yeah. So basically he dumped, and now he's apologizing for dumping, but he made millions of dollars out of nothing. That's how crazy DeFi is. From a fork of Uniswap, he made millions of dollars and dumped on people. SushiSwap, the price of it went all the way up to $10, and within 48 hours it was back down to 60 cents. So that should tell you everything that you need to understand about pump and dumps. So be extra cautious, play the long game, stick with the traditional coins and tokens. So that should serve as a warning for those of us who are putting their money into decentralized finance, which they don't understand. At least do your own research before you get into this DeFi market. Lastly, we have got the Electrum Bitcoin wallet still plagued by known crypto phishing attacks. 2 Bitcoin hacks have surfaced recently, showing the Electrum wallet still appears to be troubled by phishing efforts. 2 Electrum software wallet's users have recently reported the loss of a large sum of Bitcoin. One victim described the disappearance of 1,400 BTC, totaling to around $14,595,000 at press time, while another claimed that 36.5 BTC worth $380,512 were stolen. So the events appear connected to a long-standing phishing scam affecting all of the Electrum users since 2018. One guy said users need to be careful when dealing with their own keys, particularly when they are holding keys to a wallet with a large sum of cryptocurrency, as it makes them attractive to hackers. Jason Lau, the chief operating officer of crypto exchange OKCoin, told Cointelegraph in response to the hack, which is true, because if you are a whale and you hold large sums of Bitcoin, the best idea would be to diversify. Put a little bit in this wallet and a little bit into another wallet. This guy put 1,400 BTC in one Electrum wallet that he hasn't used in 2 years. He goes back to download the wallet again, and the scammers showed him a phony app that told him, hey, you need to update with the older version. So he decided to go back and download the older version that was expired, which was susceptible to scams. And that's the mistake he made, and he lost $14 million just like that. So in this incident, it appears that a phishing attack led to the user installing an update that gave the hacker access to the private keys and funds. That's exactly what happened. So I would recommend you to be very cautious using that wallet, as it has been associated with a lot of scams. This guy says, I foolishly installed the old version of the Electrum wallet. My coins propagated. I attempted to then transfer 1 BTC, however, was unable to proceed. I was required to update my security prior to being able to transfer funds. I installed the update, which immediately triggered the transfer of my entire balance to a scammer's address. He watched 1,400 BTC being transferred out of his wallet to the scammer's address, which he will never ever probably see again. Now, Binance CEO CZ offered to help the guy and told him, yep, we're gonna blacklist this wallet, meaning the scammer's wallet, but that's all they can do at this time. I don't think they will ever be able to recover this guy's funds. It's gone. And that should serve a lesson to us about using these kinds of wallets. And always make sure, if you're using a hardware wallet or desktop, make sure you always update to the new version straight from the source. If any pop-up jumps on your screen randomly asking you to download some older version, that's scammers. Be extra cautious. Holding large sums of BTC, divide them to 3 different wallets. That way, if one gets hacked, at least you got your funds on the other wallet. So don't put all of your eggs in one basket. And on that click, if you like the content, please don't forget to leave a like, share, subscribe. I have been Mr. Nakamoto Crypto, and I'm out.
Bitcoin under $8,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin under $5,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin over $10,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin is over $20,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin under $8,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin under $5,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin is over $10,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin is over $20,000.
Buy it.
Best performing asset in the last 10 years. True. Look into crypto, we need volunteers. No need to tiptoe, it won't disappear. Do your research, history made it clear.